Hi. So this has been such a difficult video to wrap up because I promised you a happy ending, and there is one I wrote, but it doesn't follow the format of my other stuff, and it was ringing hollow. So I'm gonna change the format for that and just read it like a story. We last left off where I was on a family vacation for the weekend with folks I hadn't spoken to in a couple of years. I had just apologized to everyone for some terrible behavior I had done during the death and illness of my dad. And it made a horrible time even worse. And I was really, really sorry for ruining that time even more. And everybody was gracious and they accepted my apology, and I thought we were on the road to healing and recovery. So it felt pretty good. Then 12 hours before we were supposed to leave, I found out someone had broken a promise they made to me and invited my ex there with my kids and the family. And that's where we left off. When I heard this, I sat for what felt like an eternity trying to recover. Internally, I was at war with my emotions. Anger immediately filled my chest. I could feel it pounding me from the inside. It matched the rhythm of my own heart. It sped up and got stronger every second. I had to regain control. Without even thinking, I took a deep breath. I slowed down. I did it. I'm okay. As I slowed it down, I felt a little better. Then sadness casually strolled in, pushed me down, and sat on my chest like a wrestler from the 80s. Couldn't believe it. I needed a quick distraction. Is that Aunt Dolly's chocolate cake? Oh, yes, I would like a slice. Thank you. Oh, a refill? Yes, please. Thanks. Remember that time we got that microwave? I had a fantastic night. Distraction can be so much fun. Then it got late and people started drifting off to bed and it got quiet. And loneliness tried to sneak in. I noticed and gave myself a little pep talk. And it worked. It was the end of the night, and I melted into the soft, plush couch. And just as I started to fully relax, mistrust and betrayal came in hot. I was alone with zero energy. I allowed one or two distorted negative thoughts to invade my mind and replace my precious truth. Suddenly, I was surrounded by negative thoughts swirling around me. I was off balance and powerless, like Dorothy and the tornado. Finally, I landed. It was dark. This wasn't Oz. It was a scary place. I felt small, unloved, unwanted, and unseen. When I'm with people I don't feel connected to, those can be some of the loneliest times. I could feel my chest tightening and tears welling up in my eyes. I was planning my retreat upstairs to hide my impending defeat. Just as I was about to careen into a pit of negative thoughts, I felt a dainty hand on my shoulder and heard a voice. That was rough. How are you? This kind angel held out an olive branch and I grabbed it. Her actions banished those dark, negative thoughts, and in that moment, luminous healing engulfed my soul. She saved me that night. I knew that at least one person in this building loved me, plus me. That makes two. The next morning, 20 minutes before we left to drive back, I had to speak to one last person with whom I've never had a successful, difficult conversation. Maybe we could do this next time. Hey, do you have a minute to talk? I saw her physically tense. In the past, I would have also entered full-on battle mode. An emotional fight would have been inevitable. This time, I consciously lowered my shoulders down and back and exhaled tension. I pushed aside my suspicion and judgment and replaced them with curiosity. It was genuine. I sought real understanding with her. How do you think I felt when I found out you guys broke the promise to me? Her shoulders relaxed a little, and she sunk down across from me. Good sign. Then she reminded me of all my bad behavior and started telling me wonderful things about the ex. What? I opened my mouth to object. Then I forced myself to shut my mouth and listen. It wasn't easy. I looked closely at her softened eyes and expression, and then my attention drifted back to her words. He was so good to your kids during the divorce. wow, that shifted my perspective. We are all on the same team, Team Kids. I had to not talk and actively listen to discover this common ground. Finally finding peace in that deep truth was worth the temporary discomfort. It was worth it, and my mental fitness is worth it. At this point in my life, my relationship with my kids is solid, and I love myself. The ex is not a threat to either. In fact, people like him. This weekend helped me realize that's fine with me. In 3 short days, I made peace with many, I fought a war with myself, I was saved by an angel, and I held out an olive branch. All of that enabled me to gain understanding and new perspective and to find peace. Thanks for joining me in this journey. We're all in this together. For me, seldom do family challenges end in a neat little happy ending. It's always a saga. It's an ongoing saga, which is exciting and fun. And you just never know what's going to happen because it's so many people. And then I went to my session today with Art, and I read him the script, and he called me out on it. He was right. He was right. It wasn't the stuff that was hurting me the most. So in our session, we delved into that. So that's going to be part 3, I guess, of this. I may never be done with this topic, and I probably won't, because I'll always try to work on it. And try to make it better if I can, or be at peace with where it is. Okay. Thanks. Hey, thanks for watching till the end. Drop a comment and share your thoughts. I'd love to hear them.